Il tempo scorre, ma con il retrocomputing. Scriviamo il futuro con i byte del passato.
Hi Guy, I spent a brilliant Saturday. As you can see from the poster here to your left, Saturday 16 November I was at Pisa MSX Dev with the MSX Association Italy. So we lived a dream. As you know, I don't know very well the MSX system because I love Macintosh and Commodore 128. In 2024 it's time to start living MSX system. So I decided to go to Pisa for this event with the founder, the inventor of the MSX system. So, as you can see, I bring with me the Philips 8020 glass and the front part of the Philips 2280, now are signed as the poster and the t-shirt. The event was very full of surprises. It was a very emotional event, from 9 in the morning until 8 in the evening. So I decided to do two parts on YouTube. This first part is dedicated to the man who created MSX system over 40 years ago, because the MSX project would not have been born without him. Let's talk about Nishi. I consider him one of the most important and influential people in the world of the computer science, as Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, Alan Sugar, and other a few people, as Jack Tramiel, Clive Sinclair, people who gave their life for the computer science. Let me talk also about Olivetti and its product, Programma 101 Perottina. Talking about 80s and late 70s, we need to do a focus about these people, so I consider Nishi one of the 10 most influential and important people in the world for computer science.
Grazie. Thank you for invitation to Pisa.
My first impression was that Nishi is a very calm person and a hard worker. He never stopped talking all morning, explaining his history and his ideas and projects about the original MSX and develop of the future MSX3. He was very available on the questions and answers section, also on technical questions and bureaucratic doubts about the development organization and departments. Anyway, who is Nishi Kazuhiko? He was born in the second half of the 50s. He was passionate about electronics and computer science. So in 70s he decided to start a company to publish a computer science magazine. He called his magazine Hi-Yo. And the company name was, it's already, ASCII, the same name of the American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Now I learn that ASCII is pronounced with H. I didn't know before. At the end of 70s, he started to collaborate with Microsoft a couple of years. He was a seller contact person for Microsoft product in Japanese market. At the same period of time, he saw a Spectra Videos product and he had the idea to develop a new product as a new standard, the future MSX system. To be successful, he had to confront a lot of brands all over the world. For example, let's say the presence of Commodore, Apple and Atari in America, or in Europe, for example, Sinclair and BBC, in Japan, NEC, Sony, Panasonic, Casio and other brands. So he understood that it was a very difficult project. At the event, he admitted a little mistake. He not having focuses much on the United States because he was a little afraid of facing that market. This was the limitation of the global success of MSX system. Well, it's not easy to find a very important person that admit an important mistake. Very honest person. Anyway, let's talk about the initial step to produce something. He needs to find some collaborators, some important brands. He founded Spectra Video and the brand Sony. Both recognized his project as a very good idea. The new product that will be a competitor of all the rest of the world. Oh, sorry, before I forgot IBM. Well, Nishi founded several collaborators because create a new mondial standard was a very great idea, but also with a lot of big problems. He started thinking the MSX2 and not the MSX1, but his dream was too advanced and hard to create. So he decided to create a more easy product with already available electronics components on the market. So, step by step, he made MSX. Then his dream MSX2, after some years the MSX2 Plus, and then finally, with a very big effort, the MSX Turbo R. That cost too much for the customers. After Sony, Nishi asked support to Matsushita from Panasonic. So he created the basis to start developing this project. During the explanation, Nishi was very nice. As we know, MSX means a machine with software exchangeability. In fact, any software used on a MSX machine can be used in any other MSX machine. A joke is that Nishi said that MSX stands for M like Matsushita, S like Sony. So we don't know which is the correct meaning, and he smiled. Anyway, let's get back. As we told, MX2 project was expensive to do, so he decided to reduce the project and he realized the first MSX. He used already available components, integrated chip as the video IC from Texas Instruments and the audio IC from General Instrument. This one was cloned by Yamaha on license from Texas Instruments, so no problems with trademark. So he used two American integrated chips then developed by Yamaha in Japan. In the world of Intel CPU 8088, 8086 and in contrast with Motorola 78000, he decided to already use the Z80 CPU. Perhaps the most widespread CPU of the time development at the time. After the first MSX, he started study for a dedicated chipset for the new MSX2, his dream. New integrated chips have been developed ad hoc. In fact, his company Husky is not just a publishing company for his magazine, but it has become an hardware company for semiconductors electronics parts. This is why he decided to be together Microsoft. Bill Gates was interested just in software and not in hardware. So Nishi and his collaborators prepared the hardware layout for the new MSX2, and Microsoft developed the new operating system and the MSX Basic. So we can say that Nishi had the ability to keep together Sony, Panasonic, Toshiba, Microsoft and after Philips and a lot of other brands. After the first difficulty, the project gone very well. Also, economically, the results will be good. So Nishi focuses himself on the evolution of the MSX, the MSX2, his dream. Goals achieved to develop MSX2. He collaborated with Yamaha for a new IC. He kept the same Z80 CPU, but he asked for a better video IC. So the new V9938 was born, which allowed to have a better graphic details on the MSX2. After that, a new video IC will be ready for the MSX2 Plus, another top machine, evolution of the original idea. So the new V9958 video IC was born and integrated on the MSX2 Plus. At the end, also the sound compartment will be upgraded as with the Yamaha YM2413. A top sound IC to drive 9 audio FM stereo channel, as with dedicated optional cartridges. Thanks to it, MSX became an important tool to compose the music during 80s and 90s. More than one cartridge was developed for music software to create professional composition and songs. 9 channels were a lot of things for the musicians, stereophonic sound. These additional modules sometimes cost more than the MSX computer, but they were used to make professional music. The last project on the MSX idea was the Turbo R version. Let's have a little joke. Why Nishi decided to call Turbo R? They were developing the new CPU, the R800, went 10 times quicker than Z80. So Nishi thinking to an object very fast, and he thought about the Bentley Turbo R. So his new MSX version took that car name. MSX Turbo R was very fast. It was the last product after 10 years of development of this fanciful project. Turbo R arrived just a little bit in late because in the 90s IBM compatibles and Macintosh occupied a lot of professional market. We can also think about other standards like Silicon Graphics or other RISC computers with Unix and after with Linux. These were the 90s. Of course, Linux is more modern, but the important thing is that the desire to invent and experiment of the 70s and 80s had come to the end. As Nishi said, the problem of the MSX Turbo R products was the price. It was too high and therefore distancing the consumer demand with what was the production of the companies. There was two lines. The first is the consumer request, the second is the object to sell. If the prices are divergent, companies doesn't sell and your product stays at the shops. Before talking about the future MSX, talking more about Nishi's thinking. He also said that the Turbo R's ancestors depended for many reasons. First, the price. Second, the lack of compatibility with the CD system. In the 90s, CDs were the more important media system. The lack of compatibility with the CD seems like a trivial thing, but at the time was a very big mistake. We are talking about the beginning of the 90s, but he didn't believe in the validity of that magnetic support. He knew that with the sunlight we could lose the data on the CD, so their consistency could be damaged. For this reason, Nishi didn't believe in CDs. As told before, another reason of the success was leaving American market to Commodore, Apple, Atari and IBM. Another reason was the lack of a killer application. A killer application is an important way to build customer loyalty. MSX didn't have a killer application. Nishi is now thinking to create a new project, the MSX3, also with a new killer application. After having gone in retirement, since a few years, he started to develop the future of the MSX. He knows that technology has changed, therefore it is no sense talking about old MSX, but he is thinking the MSX can be used in support of the net, the web, in support of internet. It could be used in the space between the net and the objects, relating objects via new MSX. The problem of the MSX Turbo R was the lack of a communication system, a modem, to connect MSX computers together. But now, in 2024, objects must be connected together. For this reason, he is thinking to use MX3 as a bridge on the net as IoT, Internet of Things. So all objects are connected to the network. Among them, what he presented to us today, I don't know if I can show it. Let's say in public more than that, then I won't dwell on it completely present it because I don't know if it's a public project or not. He told us in advance that it will be sold starting next year on Amazon. It showed us different projects, a mobile phone and a watch. The clock, for example, included an object that allowed to be, let's say, totally compatible with an game platform. On the clock, he launched Space Invaders with the same logic of the original MSX.
I didn't put that on the presentation because after I sent the PowerPoint to Max,
Yes.
this this has been done. My engineer did 3 nights, overnight.
A yacht dream that become real.
Yes.
Yeah. We love it already.
It's a watch made by Chinese company called Virigo, and
Run
we buy
emulator.
it and we put a simulator embedded.
So he's creating a lot of objects of various shapes. Here we can see the small MSX Mini, also Nishi thinks it's too small, the MSX Zero card, the MSX Pocket, the wonderful MSX Handheld, the MSX Zero Stackfest 2, and also a dynamic product that can be built as you're needed, the MSX DIY. That means MSX do-it-yourself, as on a modern computer where you can mount the board that you want. This kind of solution can be used with FPGA system. You know that I don't like too much because I'm boomer. Well, this new MSX3 system helps you to use internet, use a lot of new devices, use the feature is the use of these devices as an hub, and they give you the possibilities of playing and managing all these components with the whole compatibility of the original MSX system. Every piece has the user interface like the first MSX. With the classic blue screen, you can navigate into the directories or where you can program in BASIC. These products are also compatible with the most important games console, at the moment Famicom, Sega and Coleco system. Well, he has a lot of ideas and projects to realize. We have to follow him to understand when the MSX3 will be ready to sell. So, today I showed you the pictures of his products, but I can't tell you see other information. I'm just anticipating the pictures. So, this is his project, to develop the whole MSX after a lot of years, with some object that can communicate on the internet. Well, the watch was very beautiful. So, this is a bit of Nishi's thought. Knowing him was a beautiful experience. He's a great person. Follow him on the social media to understand when already he starts selling this new idea. Now you can see here a little spoiler to understand what is the new killer app. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel that it doesn't cost anything, but a click for me is important. And also spread the verb about this channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.